What's up, guys? New episode of SpookCast.
What's up, guys?
Here we go.
Episode 4. I'm so hyped.
Hell yeah, dude. It's, for you guys, it's been the same. It's just been a week, but for us, it's been like 3 weeks since we've recorded.
Yeah, because those other three were because Poy's he's been going through some stuff. The hurricane.
I've been dying in the hurricane. Yeah, I've been dead. Sorry, guys. I had to go die for a little bit in the hurricane. But I'm back now.
I actually was kind of worried he was dead for like a second. He didn't reply for like 2 days. I'm like, shit, my podcast partner's dead.
Dude, low-key, it was so sweet of Snook, guys. Guys, behind the scenes, Snook's a good person. He texted me like twice when I had no internet. I got internet, and I saw he texted me like twice on 2 days. He was like, "Are you good, man?"
I was worried.
I
was like, shit.
He's a good guy.
He died. But yeah, guys, I'm like the next Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast got exposed as like being kind of like Diddy, but...
Oh, you're the next Mr. Beast? Is that what you said?
But I'm not Diddy like him. I'm just better.
Oh, okay, yeah. We're gonna start giving. I'm gonna give I gave 100,000 Reddit stories to my 100,000 subscribers.
yeah. That's a good idea. That's what I'm gonna do.
Going to my 100,000 subscribers' house and reading 100,000 Reddit stories.
Guys, if this video hits 20,000 likes, we'll do that. Oh shit! What if like it blows up and then we actually have to do that?
Yeah, we'll do it, bro. I mean, we'll go together, me and him.
Yeah, then we'll just be
Poy,
sitting there,
Snook meetup,
sitting on your front porch reading 100,000 Reddit stories.
Hell yeah!
But
hell yeah!
But we got a good story today. There is something in Forest Glen National Park. I mean, I love like the woods ones.
I was about to say, I love wood. I'm a big fan of wood.
Pause.
Like in general, but I love like the forest stories. Like, I don't know. So I feel like growing up, I just had a lot of those horror stories, and there's something just like special about it.
Yeah, I agree. It's just like they seem like, I don't know. I just like the vibe of them. They're always like solid vibes.
And I love hiking.
Same.
So
hiking, the woods, wood, that type of shit.
Wood. You know what? Maybe for mine, Snook's first meetup, we should go backpacking together, and then we can like record it all and like tell scary stories around the campfire.
Facts. That's a good idea.
That'd be a fucking heat video. What if we did that and then we just like faked some like scary shit that happened?
Like read a scary story in the night, like at night. Oh, that could be good.
Yes, bro. Or low key, bro. You know the fucking Brown Mountain Lights? Like you've heard of that, right?
I think so.
Like the scary shit.
Yeah.
That's like, okay, not to dox myself, but that's like a reasonable distance from where that's like about as far as like the closest mall to where I live.
Oh shit.
From me. So I mean, meet up.
I might need
North Carolina.
I might need to fly out to NC, North Carolina.
Brown Mountain Lights.
That's where Jimothy Beast is from too. So maybe you should collab with Mr. Beast.
Fuck that guy. Mr. Beast, if you're watching this, fuck you, dude. Don't talk to minors, bitch.
Did he do it, or I don't know? We're not getting into that. But yeah, we might need to go out into the woods to record. That's a good idea.
If you guys want to see me and Snook do that with a GoPro and record it all and have scary moments, let us know in the comments.
Yeah, if we get 10,000 comments. Actually, no, 5. If we get a lot of support,
10,000 comments.
I just realized how absurd that is. But we just gotta get this channel growing, boy.
Yeah, at 100K subscribers, we'll do that.
Oh yeah, for sure. But 10K guys,
100K subs,
10K, I get a face cam, so that's important.
Yep.
So
Snook's face, we get to see his face.
Tell your mama, tell your friends, tell everybody to subscribe to SpookCast, baby, and it's on Spotify. So listen on Spotify. So if you can't like have Wi-Fi, you can download it. Listen on Spotify. It's sick. But yeah, we're just gonna keep rolling with this weekly uploads.
All right.
But yeah, I'm excited to get into this one. Sounds good.
All right, you want to start? You want me to start?
I got it. Let's go.
All right.
There's something in Forest Glen National Park. When I was in my teens, my friend Robert and I would often visit Forest Glen National Park. It's a national forest preserve that's located just about 15 miles from my hometown. It offers camping, fishing, and most importantly, for our purposes back then, many winding trails to hike on. Robert and I didn't have a whole lot to do back in the day, so Forest Glen is where we would go to spend a lot of our time. Both of us enjoyed the outdoors, and we would go hiking on one of the many trails nearly every day. Sometimes we'd do 2 or 3 depending on our mood. It wasn't long, of course, before we knew them all by heart, and we both had our favorites. That didn't matter though. we would still go on any of them on any given day. So these guys like hiking, obviously.
Mm-hmm. This is literally us. This is me and Snook right here. I can relate to this story already.
Yeah, I don't know if this is gonna be like a paranormal story or like real story. I wonder if it'll be like true. Like I don't know.
I hope not.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of like the.
I hope it's.
I kind of like the true scare, like more like in reality sometimes.
See, that's what makes our podcast so great, guys. Is that we have some diversity.
Yeah.
I like the cool stories where there's ghosts and paranormal stuff and hauntings, and Snook likes all the lame stories where it's like boring and stuff.
Facts.
So we get some diversity here.
Yeah, we get like at least we just don't like the same. We get a little bit of. So if you agree with me, Snook, comment Snook's right and Poi's wrong. But
don't comment that, guys.
Comment it, and let's just keep going because that was like no context, but we just kind of got the setting set up or like the beginning. So go for it.
Eventually, though, time went on and Robert and I grew up. Robert and I are still good friends, but we hadn't been out to Forest Glen in a long time. It was recently that I had been reminiscing about those old trails, though, and I decided that I wanted to go back out there and visit some of my favorite spots. So 2 weeks ago, I called Robert and asked if he wanted to go back out there with me that weekend, and to my surprise, he was overjoyed at my proposal. He said he'd been thinking about going out there himself, but just hadn't gotten around to it. So it was decided. On Saturday morning, we would head out to Forest Glen and meet up at one of Robert's favorite trails. I made it out to that trail at Forest Glen about 10 after 6 in the morning. When I drove out to the reserve, I parked my car in the spot closest to the trail, but I didn't see Robert's car. There's more than one entrance into the park, so I thought that Robert hadn't arrived yet, or he was parked at one of the spots that was near one of the other entrances. I thought I might call him, but when I looked at my phone, I saw I only had one bar, and figured that it wouldn't go through. I should have known the reception would be bad out there. Stashing the phone in the glove box, I got out and made my way to the trail.
Interesting.
So there's already red flags going on here.
So yeah, well, like for setting, he doesn't have connection on his phone, so he can't like call anybody if he needs help. But also, like, I'm getting like sus vibes from what's his name, Robert? Yeah, Robert.
Yeah,
because like
he's not there.
Yeah, but like I feel like he might be like the bad guy in the story because he's not there. Maybe he's like creeping up. Maybe like I don't know. I feel like something is weird about Robert, and our main character dude's just kind of like, where's my friend at? But he's not there. But who knows? Maybe they'll meet up like later and he'll be somewhere else. Someone else.
My theory is that he's gonna find Robert, but it's not really gonna be Robert. Okay,
that's kind of
my theory.
Yeah, I agree.
And maybe the other Robert will come though, and there'll be two Roberts.
Ooh, that'd be good. And it's like a Skinwalker,
and then he can't tell which is the real one.
Skinwalkers always come up in these videos. I think in every single video I've theorized Skinwalker.
Dude, I mean that's always what happens. It's always a Skinwalker.
It always is a Skinwalker. Like, what is people's deal with Skinwalkers? They just love Skinwalkers. That's like my. But who knows? I think it might be a Skinwalker. I mean, it's woods. Whenever it's woods, I think it's a Skinwalker. But anyways, I started to do some stretches in front of the trail entrance while I waited for Robert to arrive. After waiting for what felt like about 10 minutes, I began to wonder if Robert was going to show up late. When we made the plans to show up at the trail, we agreed on 6:30 a.m. I thought about jogging back to my car to grab my phone and call him after all, but I decided to instead venture into the trail a little ways and then return after a moment to see if he had shown up. I started to my walk at a brisk pace into the opening of the trail. The clear patch of the trail's entrance quickly gave way to the narrow cleared path, surrounded on both sides by a thick growth of bush, brush, and tall trees. The trail seemed a bit more overgrown than I remembered, but I suppose that was a good thing. It meant that the preserve was thriving. I did notice, however, that it was rather quiet out there on the trail. That isn't to say there was no sound at all. I could hear the occasional caw of a bird and the rustling of leaves, but the sound seemed somehow muted. It was as if the entire woods had its volume button turned way down low. Bigfoot.
See, now this reminds me of another story I read recently of also being in the woods where they had the same thing. It was like they were talking about it, and like the closer that this person got to the center of the woods, everything got quieter.
Yeah. I read one like that.
Maybe that's
too.
like a thing.
Yeah, I read that. I read that in a different story too. So maybe it's Bigfoot. Now I'm thinking Bigfoot.
It's got to be Bigfoot, I think. Sasquatch?
Do you believe in Sasquatch? Yes or no?
Nope. Do you?
Like definitive, like you're just like no, like not even like an inkling in your head. You're like maybe.
Well, maybe. I just don't really give a shit, you know?
Yeah, but like, do you think there could be like a big monkey sort of thing out in the woods
There
in
could be,
America?
for sure.
You think there could?
I mean, I think, yeah, I mean, anything's possible. You know, I think that's definitely like more possible than most things.
Yeah.
But I think that it's highly unlikely still, you know?
Yeah. I can't, like, when I was a kid, I was like, Bigfoot's fucking real, boy. But then, like,
Boy.
But like, now I'm like more questioning it. I'm like, I feel like we would have found something by now. Unless the theory, Bigfoot is an interdimensional being. That's what people think now. But like,
Yeah, I covered that one in my humanoid encounters iceberg.
which is pretty interesting, but I'm not sure how much I buy into that. That's just kind of going out there. It's like, oh, you gave up on Bigfoot. Now you're saying he's an interdimensional being. Like, where are we going?
Do you believe in Skibbity Toilet?
Yeah. He's right behind you.
Hell yeah. There he is, guys. Wait. There he is. Oh. What if there's a no sleep story about that, dude?
Oh,
It's
there
just like,
100% is. We need to cover.
I sat in the corner, quietly heard the skippity bum bum bum. Yes, yes, through the hospital.
That's definitely been made 100%. It's like I want to read that, but wait, hold up, one more question. Do you believe?
Okay, see.
Do you believe in aliens or Bigfoot more?
Aliens more.
Yeah, I agree.
But I feel like aliens are far enough away to where we'll
Yeah.
probably never see them, at least in our lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I got the boring answers, you know.
Yeah.
But aliens are probably real. I hope that there's some alien out there with like big boobies, you know.
Oh, there 100% is.
Yeah, dude.
I think there is.
Would you wait, can we like this got to be PG? 'Cause I don't know if I can ask this question. I mean, I cuss on here, right? So
Yeah.
are we fine?
Maybe.
Okay, how about I'll ask it and then we can bleep it out later if right now you can say bleep that out in the in post or not.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Would you lose your virginity to an alien? Snook.
I'm thinking. No, I don't think so. Aliens kind of seem gross.
Oh, dude, I so would.
Aliens seem gross to me.
That's the coolest story ever. Imagine you're like hanging out with like some new
True.
guys and you're talking and then you gotta like you're like impress somebody. It's like, well, I lost my virginity to an alien.
I fucked an alien.
Like how
once.
cool is that?
I fucked an alien once, boy. I fucked one.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, but like
Exactly.
But
It's like cool as hell.
well, I think that is like most of the alien stories. Not gonna lie, like everyone who says they got abducted said they got like they went up into the thing and got fucking probed. They're freaky.
Yeah.
They're like they want to.
Yeah, what if aliens are freaky?
Oh, 100%. They're flying all the way to Earth just to get some poon, boy.
I hope so, bro. Yeah, alien, come down here for this white boy dig. Okay, you know I'm gonna. Let's move on.
We got so off track. Go for after 3 minutes into my stroll.
About 3 minutes into my stroll, I stopped just before a small stream that cut through the trail. I looked to the other side of the stream where the trail's path resumed. The path stretched out a few hundred feet beyond the stream and looked like it forked off in two different directions as far as I could tell. This is where I decided to turn back and wait for Robert at the entrance. I never knew this trail like Robert used to, and for the life of me, I couldn't remember how far it went. Before I turned to leave, I knelt down to tie my sneaker. When I finished, I stood up and had to stifle a scream. Robert was standing right in front of me, grinning like an idiot, and when he saw the look on my face, he howled with laughter. My face went hot and I gritted my teeth. "What the hell, man?" I yelled. "You nearly gave me a freaking heart attack." Robert had to stifle his laughter to be able to reply. "Sorry, bud, I couldn't help myself. I was up farther in the trail when I decided to turn back and wait for you. When I saw you kneeling here, I just couldn't resist."
Pause.
I couldn't help but smile after that, and I could feel the red-hot feeling in my face start to drain away.
Okay, your theory, the first theory you had seems very possible right now, where you said a Robert, he's going to find a Robert, and then the real Robert's going to show up, and they're going to be like, oh shit, it's two Roberts. Which one's the real one? I think that might happen.
Yeah. You know what? Guys, if we're right, you have to PayPal us each $1,000. Everybody watching.
Yes, it's just part of the deal.
Yep.
And
That's how it works.
that would be kind of crazy if he guessed it, because that's kind of like a unique guess to say that. Like, how did you even come
Yeah,
up
if there's
with
two Roberts.
Because that's like, that hasn't happened in any story I've read, and I've read like fucking 100 at this point.
Yeah, I got a Discord DM that was like, or an email maybe that was like, Poi, you've read so many Reddit stories. You should write your own and read it in a video.
I probably couldn't. I can't. I couldn't. If you were to write a Reddit story, what would it be about?
I would write about somebody finding themselves in a big, some kind of like maybe an airport or a huge mall or something, and they get lost and go down the wrong hallway, and then they find some stuff that they weren't meant to see.
Kind of like some like government stuff, or like some like secret organization, or like an alien with boobs or something.
We'll see. Yeah. They walk in on the alien porn room
in the mall. What are you talking? This is so random.
That's my favorite place to go in the mall, bro. I don't go to H&M. I go for the alien porn room. No. Like, because this is where our differences come in, you know, because like, you like to think of things that have like a realistic explanation. You know, I just want to write a story about some guy that just like finds like just something completely absurd and out of nowhere that like is like mysterious. You know, like maybe you don't even learn all the answers by the end. It's just like you like get hints of this like mystery of just like some like weird shit going on. Okay, because I dreamed about this, bro. I had a dream that I was like in an airport and I like went the wrong way. And I just found like a fucking long ass hallway like into nothing. And I thought it was creepy and awesome as hell in my dream.
Like a liminal space type shit.
Oh, dude, that's how I got into liminal spaces. That's why I do YouTube now. It's because I dream about liminal spaces.
Oh, yeah. I remember you told me about that. That's interesting.
Okay, dude, I said a really sick idea for this podcast.
Yeah.
That we should do from here on out. What if every other week, each of us, like every week, we take turns, like, finding a story that we really like that we show to the other person?
Yeah, for sure.
That might be a good idea.
Yeah, because I'm like... We already kind of have done that when I showed you the one. We're kind of
doing that.
Yeah, we were kind of doing that because it's like, oh, this one. But that's a good idea to throw in there, because then it's like...
Yeah, maybe every now and then at least.
Yeah, I agree.
Maybe not every time.
I'll need to think about it, though, because I don't know how many really, really good ones I've heard. I really like because before the podcast, Poi recommended one I saw, and it was about a government thing. It's in one of my more recent videos, but... It was good. So, like, yeah, I think it'd be cool if we just showed each other. So I would show Poi that one probably.
Because I really want to show you the Kimberly story, but the guy copyrights it to hell, and you can't release it without getting copyrighted. But maybe one day we can get the original guy who tells the story and wrote the story on the podcast to tell it.
That'd be sick.
Because that guy, the video only has like 10K views. Like, this guy is not that popular. So maybe one day we can get him on the podcast.
Yeah,
to talk and tell his story, because it's the best story I've ever heard. Like, it is the best scary story I've ever heard. Like, guys, don't go listen to it, because we're gonna get him on here one day. Okay, don't go look up the Kimberly story.
I think it's low key. It's why would you not want your video to be like talked about, or your story to be talked
for real.
about? Like, that's just free advertising for you. Just like,
right?
Like, what's the point of having a story if people can't hear it?
Exactly.
Like,
and like
whatever Kimberly story, dude. Like, come on. Maybe it's like you got like I don't know. Like, I don't understand people who do that. Like,
I'm gonna email him again someday soon. I'm gonna email him and get him on the podcast.
Yeah, you should. Kimberly, dude. Like, come on, let us read it, and on our channels. But what'd you? Here we go. I couldn't help but smile after that, and I could feel the red hot feeling in my face start to drain away. It's okay, but you did scare the living hell out of me. I didn't even hear you. Robert said nothing. He only smiled a wide, toothy grin. I gestured down toward the part of the trail Robert came from. I was wondering if you had gotten here yet. You can lead. I assume you know the way? Robert nodded in reply, then jerked his head back to where the fork in the trail was before he turned around and bounded over the stream that divided the trail. When his feet hit the other side of the small bank, he just kept on running. Hey, what it? Oh, Jesus Christ, guys. I can't read. I'm dyslexic, I think. Don't become a YouTuber if you think you're dyslexic. But anyways, hey, what up? I called after him. He acted as if he didn't hear me and carried on deeper into the wood. I really wasn't prepared to jog yet. I wanted to walk a little more first and stretch out my legs. However, it seemed I didn't have a choice. And I bounded after Robert, hopping over the stream and pushing I can't read right, guys. Everyone flame me in the comments. We need the engagement.
For real.
Hopping over the stream and pushing myself to catch up with them, Robert was jogging at an even pace, but not a quick one. And soon I was just behind him. Can you wait a second? I asked. Why? What are you afraid of? He asked, turning to me and okay, you know what, guys, we're stopping it right there. Poi can finish reading this part. Jesus Christ.
All right. Why? What are you afraid of? He asked, turning to me with a wide, toothy grin that seemed to have not left his face. That question caught me off guard. What did he mean by that? Nothing. Just need to stretch a little more before I pull something is all. Robert didn't stop or slow down. He just kept on smiling as he turned his head back around to face forward. You'll be fine. There's a nice place to rest just after the fork in the trail. Robert's a bad guy, bro. The grin did not leave his face.
True. It's like that. A skinwalker, bruh. What other things do skinwalkers do? If this is a skinwalker, I might be mad. Because it's such a...
He's going to get angry, guys. He's going to get really mad.
I'm crashing out. Because I feel like it's such like a cop-out in all these stories. It's like, oh, it was a skinwalker. And, I survived. You know.
Yeah, and the skinwalker is like the most like misunderstood cryptid ever.
It has to be, yeah. People use it for everything.
Just say, it can be anything.
Yeah, it's such a cop-out because it's like, oh, it was a scary thing. It was a skinwalker. Oh, it was like a dog. It was a skinwalker. Oh, it was like... It's such a
literally
it pisses me off because
it's easy.
But like so far, well, what if like it's been years since like they've hung out together? So like, what if like Robert just like is a weird dude now?
Yeah, he's just like a freak. He just
yeah, like what if he's just like smiling and shit, and he's just weirdo? Like that can happen after like maybe a long time of not doing it, and maybe just or maybe he's just on a tight schedule and he just needs to keep running.
We're gonna meet up and Snook's just gonna be smiling at me the whole time.
I'm gonna be a skinwalker.
I'm gonna die.
What if I was a skinwalker? Wait, that even though we're gonna spoil it right now, what if like it was like we edited it in post, like I was reading a story, like we were together reading a story, and then like one of us like shoots a different film and then it's like behind us, so like you edit them in post and it's like actually like both of them. That'd be funny. Just for the
editor?
Video. Yeah, we need to get a good editor for that. Not the person right now, but...
What if we start editing the fucking story on screen whenever we're reading?
We should do that. So
should we do that, guys? Along. That's a lot of work, though. I don't want to do that when I edit it, but...
Yeah, we need an editor, so if you can edit, please comment in the comment section, because we need an editor.
All right, but we've been getting off track so much. So let's get into the meat of this story.
Okay, yeah, because we've just been going off like nothing right now. We just talk.
Yeah, for real, we've just been talking, bro. It's been like half the podcast already, almost. We've just been talking.
We kept on jogging until we hit the fork, and I followed just behind Robert every step of the way as we veered off into the right path. Shortly after the fork, the trees of the forest grew denser and numerous, their leaves blotting out light from the sky above. Even the path itself started to become more overgrown, as weeds and brush seemed to reach out towards the center of the path, attempting to catch what sunlight they could. Where before it seemed like the sounds of the forest were on low volume, here they seemed to be on mute, as not even a buzzing of an insect could be heard. Though I could attribute the muted sounds of the forest to not being able to hear them over my heavy breath and stomping feet, the dense growth could not be ignored. This trail doesn't seem very well maintained. Are you sure you know where you're going? I asked Robert, still keeping close pace behind him, though my right leg was starting to burn. Robert didn't answer, but ignored me instead without slowing down. I stopped and knelt down to rub my leg. I looked up to see Robert stop and turn around to walk back to where I was kneeling. Sorry, man, I told you, though, I needed to stretch more. I think I already hurt myself. Robert just smiled as he leaned on a tree next to me. Sorry, man, I thought you... I told you, though, I needed to stretch more. Oh, shit, I just got confused. Where are we at?
Dude, what the fuck did you just do,
I just read
bro?
the same thing. I got hella confused. I scrolled down and I reread the same shit. Okay.
Guys, this is what happens when we don't record a podcast for 3 weeks.
Yeah, you guys need to. We tell Boyd to not be in a hurricane again. I'm joking.
Yeah, for real, bro. Yeah, fuck you, Celine.
God, fucking Mother Nature and shit. Okay, where were we?
Yeah, fuck the hurricane, bro. There are people out there dying, and I'm hating on it because it's making me do bad on my internet podcast.
No, that's me. I'm the one messing up. But okay, we were just here. Robert just smiled as he leaned on the tree next to me. Got right back to where we were. Sorry, man. I thought you'd be able to make it. We're not far from a really cool spot. I just got excited to be out here with you again. At Robert's words, I couldn't help but laugh and return a beaming grin back to him. I had no idea he missed being out here so much. On top of that, it had been a couple weeks since he had done anything together, so maybe Robert also missed hanging out. I couldn't blame him. I did too, but growing up gets in the way. Wait, okay, hold up. It's only been a couple weeks.
So they have hung out recently.
Only like a couple weeks isn't nearly as long as I thought it was. I thought it was like years for whatever reason.
Well, because I think it's been that long since they've been to the actual trail, but then they're still friends. They just hang out doing
so it's only been a couple
gay
weeks.
Sex or whatever.
So I thought, so we can get rid of that like possibility that he just changed to weirdo.
Yeah,
but Skinwalkers are the only thing on my mind right now. Maybe the Skinwalker.
I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna. Okay, here's my new theory, Snook. Okay. Now, this is a little far fetched.
No boy.
Bear with me. Okay. I think that this Robert that we're seeing is a Skinwalker.
No way. No. What are you talking about? That is so stupid. What are you talking about? That's not possible.
You fucking dumbass.
Don't ever speak on this podcast again. All right, guys. This is a SNOOK podcast now. Poi will just be bound and gagged in the corner. At all podcasts, he'll just sit back there with the skibbity toilet
Don't take my mouth back there on the couch.
Yeah. Okay, let's get in.
I can read now.
Yeah, read, because we've just like been going off nothing. So, but I feel like we're about to get into some interesting stuff. So go for it.
Don't sweat it, man, I said. I really miss this too. What's the really cool spot you wanted to show me? Robert's grin seemed to somehow get even bigger. Okay, do you remember that wooden bridge we found one of the last times we were out here? It has that really deep stream running under it. The memory came back to me in a rush. It was vague, but I did remember finding a bridge the last time we came out here. I had completely forgotten which trail we found it on, though. I remember the water under the bridge was so clear you could easily see the fish swimming about within it. It's on this path? I asked excitedly. It sure is, and I can't wait to take you there. I've been down there already. It is absolutely beautiful, Robert said. I stood up quickly and brushed some dirt off my knee. Well, let's go, I exclaimed, walking forward on the path. Okay, but we can walk. I don't want you to hurt yourself, Robert said. I was going to tell him I'd be fine if we jogged again, but I thought better of it. Though the excitement that came with the prospect of seeing that bridge again abated some of the pain in my sore leg, it was still there. So we walked on, talking about the memories of being out here on the trails as we walked side by side. Robert was recounting things I hardly remembered. He said he remembered a time when I scraped my knees really bad after a nasty fall in one of the trails, but I didn't remember that. For the most part, though, I could recall every memory Robert had, and I realized how much time we really had spent out there. We spent nearly all our time out here as teenagers, staying in shape and trying to impress the girls in school. We had been walking for nearly 5 minutes when Robert said, "Hey, do you remember when you fell down that slope and hit the bottom? I thought you died." Robert belted out a loud, booming laugh. I stopped walking because something about what he said didn't make sense. I remembered falling down that slope like it was yesterday. It was terrifying. Robert, you fell down that slope too, remember? Robert, who hadn't stopped walking until then, froze just ahead of me. He turned slowly to me and slapped a hand to his forehead. "Oh, duh, yeah. Well, I didn't fall as hard as you." Robert laughed again, dropping his head and gesturing back down towards the trail. "Come on, we're almost there." This guy is not Robert.
No way.
He forgot.
I think it's Skinwalker still.
A Skinwalker, guys.
No, because I don't know. This is like weird. I have no clue.
It's Mr. Beast.
It's Mr. Beast. It's Jimothy Beast.
Guys, if you want us to get Mr. Beast in this podcast, good fucking luck, because we cannot do that.
We cannot get Mr. Beast on this shit. But like, when is it gonna get scary? Like,
Yeah, for real, bro. It's almost over, bro. We got 1 page left of this
unless
shit.
like there's some, I swear to God, if like the last sentence is like, Robert wasn't real, he was a skinwalker, I'm gonna be so mad. Why do I feel like every single story we've read on this podcast has been so ass?
For real, bro. We need like some good ass
No,
stories.
I
Okay,
swear.
well, the last one was really good. The last one we read last time.
Reiterate it. Like, what was it?
The one with the pool monster.
Okay.
He worked in the pool.
I rated that like
you didn't like
I
that
didn't like that one. So every single one. Actually, I like the one with like Lynn and the smiling shit. But like low key, there has not been one we both remotely like collectively like.
Yeah, like either one of us hates it, like, or the other one hates it. Like,
Yeah. But like
this might be the first one to bring us together because this one kind of sucks so far. Like, unless there's like a good payoff.
yeah. If it like oh my God, because it's building it. It's building the world around it. But like, Robert's just been acting a little weird. I swear, if like it's like Robert's been going through a divorce, so was acting a little bit weird. I swear. Like it just says like something like
It's just like Robert had to file his taxes next week. He was not looking forward to
He was
it.
stressed out and he was just acting a little bit weird. I swear to God.
It's gonna be like one of those, like, have you seen those like on Instagram, like the Reddit 2-second the 2 sentence horror stories
Yeah.
where it's like it's gonna end with just like, in the end, Robert was really an alien with like no context or
It's
no
like,
explanation.
Great story, guys. Maybe we'll collectively agree that the story was ass.
Hello, Snook?
Oh shit.
Is my internet fucked? Is my Snook?
You're lagging. Poi's Wi-Fi's bugging, guys.
Snook?
Poi is lagging.
Guys, I
up a
think
storm
Snook's
right
internet
now.
died. You guys, I'm probably talking over him because you can hear him fine on his recording because he's recording his own audio, but his internet
Oh
died.
shit.
Snook. Snook.
Hello?
Snook. Hello.
All right, guys, we're back. We're back in business. Something just happened. We were bugging out.
We're gonna be talking over each other because as soon as it started lagging, I just started talking.
Okay, it's whatever, guys. That was just a little malfunction in the system. See, we need your guys' views to pay for better equipment,
Yep. Better internet.
better all that shit, and for Poi to be able to pay for no hurricane. He can pay to like ward it
Exactly.
off.
I could pay Celine to go away. Yeah.
Okay, where were we?
All right.
Is it I began to breathe heavily?
It was. Come on, we're almost there.
Oh, you're right. My bad. Wait, come on. Where were we?
Oh yeah, you're right, bro. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
No,
I be-
we were both right.
I began to breathe heavily, and I took a step back. Something was wrong. I didn't know what it was, but I had to get out of those woods and away from Robert. I had to get away because a memory had finally resurfaced to the shore of my recollection. A memory of me falling and scraping my knees. Robert's grin, for the first time since he snuck up on me, faded from his face. "What's wrong, bud?" he asked, a little shaky. "I need to go back," I said, a little shaky myself. Robert took a step towards me, and a look of concern spread on his face. Come on, man. We're so close. Why do you want to leave?" he pleaded. "Because you were homesick the day I scraped my knees." Robert's eyes widened in realization as I turned tail and began sprinting in the other direction as fast as my legs would carry me. Green leaves and brown bark flashed by my peripheral vision as a blur. The sound of wind swished around in my earlobes as I ran. I couldn't hear footsteps behind me, and I was thankful for that. My right leg throbbed and begged for me to stop, but I wouldn't. Fear is one hell of a motivator, and it pushed me past the fork in the path and over the small stream that divided the trail. I never looked back to see if Robert, or whatever wore Robert's skin, was following me. Not even once. I kept my eyes on the path in front of me and focused on not tripping over anything the whole way back out of the trail. I didn't stop running until I got into my car. Once inside, I grabbed the keys that I left sitting in the passenger seat and quickly turned them in the ignition. I paid no attention to the speed limit as I raced all the way home. Once at my house, I grabbed my phone out of the glove box and ran into the house, latched the deadbolt behind me. I turned my phone off when I stored it in my car at the preserve, so once I got inside, I turned it on and sat on my couch while I was waiting for it to boot up. My plan was to call Robert immediately, but when the display on the screen flicked on, I saw I had a text message from Robert. I opened it, but I was shaking so bad from the adrenaline, it was a little hard to read. Hey man, so it looks like we can't go out to Forest Glen. I was talking to my neighbor this morning and he said they had closed it down. At least 4 hikers have been found dead by drowning out there. I hope this gets to you before you leave. Maybe we could just catch a movie or something? When I read the last word of the text message, there was a loud knock on the door. I jumped and stood from my spot on the couch. The knock came again, even louder, and I crept over to the door as quietly as I could and looked through the peephole. It was Robert. Robert stood on my front stoop with a wide, toothy grin. I saw him raise up his hand to knock once more, and as the sound thundered from the wood of the door, I backed away. All right, a lot just happened.
It's a goddamn Skinwalker. It's a goddamn Skinwalker, bro. Fuck.
This is what we were fucking sad about. No, please. There's not a lot of the story left. It's gonna be because okay, that was a good twist when he's like, you were sick the day I scraped my knee.
That was clever. That was good. You know what? I'll give it that. That was pretty clever.
That kind of made me like get a little bit of goosebumps. It was like, oh shit, that's kind of spooky. And also, it's kind of like scary how like Robert was like, hey man, want to watch a movie? Like people were dead, but like it was predictable. We already predicted.
Well,
predicted
I will say that it is interesting because like my assumption was that it was just going to be like Robert texted him and if Robert was like, dude, I can't make it. Sorry. That's like the easy answer. But like saying that like people died out there today
true.
Gives it a little bit more credibility, like a little bit like it's kind of cool, I guess, you know?
Yeah, but I'm just a lot needs to happen in these final few paragraphs to redeem itself.
Yeah. Guys, this is going to be, you know what, after this one, maybe we should like go get like another shorter story to read because this is going to be a shorter podcast.
True. Yeah.
Maybe we can go grab like a short, little shorty on the podcast,
yeah, true.
live on the podcast. All right.
Go for it.
On my phone, I searched my contacts for Robert's name and dialed. After 2 rings, Robert picked up. Hey man, what's up? Robert asked. Robert, where are you now? I asked. Well, I'm at the store right now. Do you want... His voice cut out as I hung up and immediately began dialing the police. I explained to the dispatcher there was an intruder trying to break into my house and that I did not feel safe. The woman on the other end told me to remain calm and she would be sending help to my address. When I hung up with 911, I went to the door once again to look through the peephole. The rubber imposter was gone. When the police arrived, I just told them someone tried to break into my house and I came home to find them messing around my door before they ran off. I didn't know what else to say. They said they would file a report and send a squad car by every couple of hours that day to make sure everything was fine. That was 2 weeks ago. Ever since that day, late at night, that thing comes back and knocks on my door. In a warped mockery of Robert's voice, it calls to me. Let me in, it wails. Let me in, I am just so lonely. Come be with me. The first time, I obviously called the police, and the time after that. The third time, they stopped coming. That creature is already gone when they get here, but he always comes back. He's back tonight, and I can hear him as I sit on my couch with a bottle of brandy and a tight grip on the butcher knife I own. Oh, please let me in, it pleads in a gargled wail that sounds nothing like Robert anymore. I need more friends. I don't know what the hell is in Forest Glen National Park, but it followed me home. Okay, let's talk. Okay, my opinion. This is not my kind of story, you know. Obviously, it's a Skinwalker, it's cliche, but it's not original. But to be fair to the story, it was written 8 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So this one may have been one of the more original ones. And to be fair to it, it's done pretty well. This cliche done pretty well.
Yeah,
you know?
I agree.
The story, it gives like La La Land vibes, like the movie. You know, it's kind of, it plays it safe, but it's pretty good for what it is. Like it does it like.
I agree. It was written 8 years ago, so like it wasn't done nearly as much back in the day, like back then. You know, but I think the end was good because he's just like, it doesn't give us a resolution. It doesn't tell us what happened. I'm trying to think of.
Hey, do you want to talk for a second while I find a little short story for us to finish up with?
Yeah, go for it. But I'm trying to decide on my rating for that, but I think I'll go with like a. I don't know. I really like. I should really like this story. Like, given my track record of things I like, I should like kind of love this because it's like it's not too crazy, but it kind of has like a little bit of supernatural, and it has like the skinwalkers. Maybe like I used to love skinwalker stories, but maybe I've just been like skinwalkered out. But like I don't know. I like the end, but I feel like it was too big of a build up and not a big enough payoff. I think there was some good twists at the end, but they were kind of just predictable. I mean, like Poi and I basically predicted this. Like Poise was a little bit out there because he's like, oh, the other Robert will show up, but it was basically the same. The other Robert texted him earlier. So it was just really, really predictable. And maybe because we've read like 1,000 of these stories at this point, but like I feel like
Yeah, maybe everybody at home just like doesn't care. They're just like, it's a good story, bro. Like, shut up.
yeah, maybe I'm reading too deep into this, but maybe I'm not. Like I feel like I don't know. I'm really I can't see going above a 6 out of 10 on the rating. I think I'm gonna go with like a.
I'm going 5, bro. We might agree.
I think
I'm going 5.
I can't go 6. I think 5 or like 4.7. So let's round up to 5. We both, Poi and I both agree.
We agree for the first time ever, dude.
I think it was just a very average story. So it wasn't. It's not a bad score. It's not a 1 out of 10. It's not like that's. It wasn't bad. It was well written. It had a good setting, like a plot, like all of that. It was very clear, but I think 5 is fair. Give it a 50% an F, but I wouldn't call it like an F. I think like 10 out of 10 will be very, very, very rare on this podcast. It will.
Oh yeah.
Like it will have to leave us both like dumbfounded. It's so good. Like I don't think we're gonna find it for a long time. A 10 out of 10 story. Like it will be like some niche story that we like found on some like recommendation post, and.
Dude, it'll be the Kimberly story, bro. That's a 10 for me. If we get that guy on, you might find it a 10 too. I think it's perfect.
I'm excited for that. But I think this one, Glen Woods, what is it called? Glenwood there's
Forest.
something in Forest Glen National Park. Poi and I both officially give it a 5.
Yeah. We're together.
But like, let me know what you think.
You know, that makes a 10 total.
Oh, you're right.
Oh.
But let us know what you think of this one down below.
All right, I found a little interesting Reddit post from r/backwoods creepy called
I love Backwoods
Mysterious Ghost Town of Portlock, Alaska.
I should like this one.
I'm excited. Well, dude, what if we could both get this a fucking 10 out of 10? Like this little short thing that we're ending it off with.
For some reason, I like everything related to like Alaska. It's just like
it's
like
always scary.
It's so interesting, like because it's just like the final frontier. There's nothing.
All right, I'll start this one off.
Go for it.
The community of Portlock began in Port Chatham Bay in the Kenai Peninsula as a cannery in the early 1900s. Its inhabitants were mainly Russian folk, specifically from the Aleutian Islands, which form a curving archipelago that connects Alaska and Russia while delineating the Bering Sea from the Pacific Ocean. In 1921, the community established itself enough to warrant a U.S. post office opening in town.
Okay.
The mysteries of Portlock began only a few short decades after its founding, with the disappearance of some townfolk in the 1940s. Sheep hunters had vanished from the hills surrounding the town, and reportedly their bodies would later be found in the lagoon and waterways, mutilated to a degree of brutality that no one thought a wild animal capable or even desirous of doing. Mysterious prints from some unfamiliar and massive beast measuring 18 inches long were found by hunters tracking moose in the hills surrounding town. Apparently when the hunters tracked this mysterious animal, they found no moose but a massive bloody scene.
Interesting.
Yeah, this is not a really story. This is just like we're like learning.
Yeah, this is
I'm
like
in class.
I feel like I'm like in school. Like I'm learning like a story.
Yeah, for real.
Is this fiction? Is this like fake?
I don't think so. I think this is real.
Oh,
yeah.
shit.
It has resources. Like there's like
guys.
That's so sick, and it's like
Okay.
this is real, guys. This is a true. This is a true story.
This is something
guys.
I might really like because I really like true stories that are like interesting. But like so far,
Yeah,
this is
fucking dick,
like I
bro,
fuck
this
with
fucking-
history like hella. So like this
fucking
might be good.
pretentious dick here, dude.
I'm interested. Dude, these names are about to eat me alive though. Holy shit.
Yeah, bro. Good luck with the
Someone's
next
gonna
one.
be like, I'm from like the Aleutian Islands or whatever it's called. It's like 3 people live there, and someone watching this video will be watching. It's like I'm
You're
from
gonna be
there,
mad at us.
and you butchered our name. You butchered our
For real.
my island's name. You're whatever. No, Jesus Christ. All right, we're gonna get into it. Melania Kell told the story. According to her memory to the Homer Tribune, when she was only a baby, her family suddenly fled from their seaside home in Port Chatham, in a community adjacent to Portlock, leaving their livelihood and all else behind. Her family was not alone. All of the residents of Portlock left their lives behind in terrible fear. According to her, a Nantinak had been stalking the townsfolk, a local Sasquatch-like creature that is said to haunt the Kenai Peninsula. Oh, I've been there before.
Really?
Yeah, I've been there. I kind of got Bigfoot vibes when I was there. Kenai Peninsula, guys. Maybe Snook's been there. But anyways, she believed her own godfather had been killed by the creature in 1931 when he was struck in the head in a manner that seemed beyond the strength of any human being. Despite being sighted in other regions of the Kenai Peninsula, the beast seemed to favor Portlock most of all, as whispers of a spirit preying on its people traveled throughout the settlements. Were one to write out all of these stories, it would sound very familiar to those of us with even the slightest interest in cryptids. Hunters mysteriously vanishing, glimpses of a hairy beast stalking in the shadow of trees, mysterious sounds that seem to belong to no known beast. But despite this similarity, the stories of the Nantinak have been told far longer than those of Bigfoot. Whatever it was that prowled the wilds around Portlock, it clearly struck a deep and abiding terror in its people. By the early 1950s, Portlock was all but entirely abandoned, marked by the closing of the post office in town. Interesting. So this is crazy. This is real.
This is interesting.
This is very
like I feel like I'm
interesting.
like actually into this shit, bro.
I'm
This
into
is like
this
actually
right now.
like
I'm really into this.
damn.
I'm messing with this story.
According to Brian, this is the best name ever, bro. According to Brian Weed, co-founder of a group called Juneau's Hidden History, before Portlock began its life as a cannery, it has been host to a small village many years before. It seems those inhabitants also abandoned their fishing camps, reporting that they were being bothered by some beast or spirit. Weed told KINY Radio that later, when the cannery was abandoned, those running it begged the inhabitants to stay, even employing armed guards to assuage their nerves. But no amount of begging or precaution seemed to motivate the townspeople to stay. When it's put into perspective just how many people died during this time, this is no surprise. It's said that as many as 36 people went missing from the small village in only 20 years' time.
Dude,
That's
this
fucking
is hella
crazy,
interesting. Bro. This is crazy.
This is awesome.
Dude, like I'm interested in the shit. This is crazy because this is like
Wait, Snook,
yeah.
we got a clap sync. 3, 2, 1. Did you clap?
Yeah.
Okay, sweet.
Okay.
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, guys. We just got a little bit distracted there. We forgot to clap sync to start this podcast. But this is really interesting. This is because also I think
People going missing is crazy.
I think it's interesting because like it's not like 300 years ago or 200 years ago. Like this is like in the past like 100 years.
Yeah. But it still has like old timey vibe.
Yeah, like, but also like, I mean, it is Alaska. Like, there's just like bears, like so much bad stuff could happen and disappear. But like, how many people? 36 people in 20 years' time. That's a lot of people to go missing. Like, that's crazy, guys. If you get SpookCast to 1 million fucking subscribers, we're going to Portlock. We're gonna see if there's
hell yeah, bro.
That would be a good channel to just fucking go
Shit,
to
bro.
all these
50K,
places.
bro. Let's do it. 50K.
That'd be sick. That'd be insane.
That'd be fun as hell, bro.
Just go to Portlock, Alaska. Hell yeah. Okay, I'm interested. I'm gonna keep going.
Yeah.
Strangely, Portlock only appeared on the U.S. Census twice, once in 1940 and again in 1980. Curiously reported exactly 31 residents each time. This seems like it could be a kind of clerical error, but for some it adds to the dark mystique of the town's story. Could there be people living there still? Was the area repopulated again in the 80s only to be abandoned once more? According to the locals today, the area is markedly haunted and not merely by Nantinek anymore. Even before Melena's time, there were stories told of other spirits that haunted the Kenai Peninsula, such as that of a pale-faced woman shrouded and draped in long black cloth that dragged in the wet earth behind her. She was said to emerge from the seaside cliffs, screaming and wailing before vanishing back into them. Could this creature that prowled the port town and surrounding wilderness for hundreds of years be a massive lineage of bear? It's hard to imagine that people so intimate with the vast wilderness and all the other explicable terrors it holds would be so grasped by such a delirious fear that they'd leave their whole world behind. Perhaps a few too many unthinkable tragedies happened in too short a time, although dozens of murders or accidents is still hard to explain. Maybe this really was an encounter with the self-same creature we call Bigfoot. If the census is correct, did people try to live in the area again, only to be scared off by the same beast? Very interesting. So, yeah.
This is sick.
All right, I'll just finish out
Let's
this last
explore
paragraph
the
real quick.
abandoned town. Yeah.
Portlock is now, by all accounts, a ghost town, home only to crumbling lumber, rusting cannery equipment, and other traces of a once vibrant community. To this day, it has not been settled again, despite its bounty of resources and breathtaking beauty. The sway held by the local lore may keep the land untouched for many years yet.
This is sick as hell, bro.
I really like this one. Wasn't a story, but it's kind of like I really like this one. This is like
this is more interesting than the actual story we read, bro.
this is like a SNOOK favorite right here.
Oh yeah.
This is what I would hold up. I gotta look up Portlock real quick.
This
Portlock.
fucking guy.
I'm interested. That's crazy. Oh, dude, if you look on Google Earth, this bitch is out there. It is in the middle of nowhere.
Oh my god. Editor, can you put this up?
Editor, whoever's editing, show Portlock, Alaska. Oh my god, guys!
God,
like I
bro.
said, give us like a lot of subscribers and views. We're going to Portlock and exploring this shit.
Hell yeah.
I would go here. Like
For a video, bro.
that would be the sickest video ever if we just go to places like this.
Right?
Yo.
Like abandoned like ghost
That'd
towns,
be
bro.
so sick. They just have like stories. It's like the old like unsolved, but like BuzzFeed unsolved. You know those guys? And they would
Yeah,
like, go to it.
yeah.
That's gonna be us. We're gonna take them back over because they got canceled for doing like a paid thing. But dude, I'm interested by this. Like this has got me like this is gonna be like my new hyper fixation for like the next like 2 weeks. I'm gonna be like
He's researching Portlock.
I'm gonna be, dude, Portlock is out there. Like you're in the middle of nowhere, but like I believe in Bigfoot, like in Alaska, bruh. Like there's so
Yeah,
much
if he's
land.
anywhere, he's gonna be in Alaska.
If
Probably.
he's
If there's any
anywhere-
kind of shit like that,
like
it's
he's not
be
gonna
in
be
Alaska.
chilling like in like the lower 48 of America. Like
Yeah,
it's
no.
too. But Alaska, like if you look on Google Earth, like whoever's watching or editor, like Google Earth, like so much of Alaska is just untouched. Like a Bigfoot could just chill there and like not even try to hide, and they would be unseen. Yo, that's
Let's
so
do it, bro. Let's go
interesting.
find him in Alaska. Let's go with cameras and find Bigfoot.
Oh, dude, that's how we get hella famous. We find Bigfoot. Dude, Portlock. I wonder how you even get out there because there's definitely no roads out there.
There's an airport somewhat near it, I think. I saw on Google Maps.
Oh, dude. Guys, this one I rate. I mean, what do you rate? Or give like we talk about it. I want to hear what you have to say about this.
Talk about it.
I'm just interested to see because like I'm enthralled with this. This was the best.
This
line
is
you
sick
could-
as fuck.
Yeah.
If anybody out there knows who Grickle is or Puzzle Agent, any of his work, this reminds me of that like crazy. Puzzle Agent is like my favorite story ever told, ever. This is hella like given that vibe. Are you familiar with that, Snook?
No.
So Agricola is an artist who was contracted by Telltale Games to make a game. He made a game called Puzzle Agent. There's 2 of them, and it's this story of a city in Minnesota, or like a small town Minnesota, that this FBI agent has to go, and he just uncovers these like crazy mysteries in this town that's just like is snowy everywhere. There's like almost nobody that lives there. There's like a cult. There's Bigfoot in the games. Like Bigfoot's like a mystery in the games.
That sounds
It's
good.
so well done. This gives that vibe. But this is like a real thing. I feel like maybe like Grickle
what you just described, like cult, Bigfoot, middle of the woods. That is my type of shit. That is so interesting to me.
Dude, let's fucking play the game together or some shit, because the story is so good.
Dude, we might need to that would be a good live stream. Guys, at 10K, when I get a shit, like we could just start live streaming games. That'd be so fun.
That game is like my favorite story, like favorite game, like ever. Like that game is like so good to me. I have them both bought, so I can.
Yeah.
It's single player, so I can just like play it. We can stream it.
Yeah, dude. Oh my god, guys, I'm like hyper fixated on this shit. And I just go on Google Earth sometimes and just look at Alaska, but like this like gave me a reason to like that's crazy. That story is so interesting. If you guys find any or know of any more stories or like are from Alaska or some shit,
it's crazy that it's real, bro. It's crazy that this kind of shit is like real. Like dozens of people went missing, and also where it says that it was in the U.S. Census in 1940 and 1980, both of the exact same amount of residents. Like that's creepy.
And like it's not just like made up, obviously. Like it's just it's real. Like what?
Yeah.
Oh, I was hella close to here.
Really?
Yo, I was hella close. That's crazy. Yeah, I was literally only like, let me go on Google Earth and see the distance. How many miles is that?
Let's see, dude.
I was only 29 miles away.
Fuck, really?
Yo, because I was.
Where were you, bro? Goddamn.
It was in Homer. I like the Homer. Like, if you look at Homer, like I went all the way out on that peninsula. Like, see that? Like, a little dock?
Okay.
I went all the way out because I went there like a few years ago, and Alaska's just crazy, bro.
Oh, I don't mean to ruin your fun, but the second comment says, I would add that Port like Alaska is not that mysterious. Do a bit of checking and you discover there was only one murder, and there is a very valid reason why the town ventured into oblivion, and it had nothing to do with cryptids or murder, despite what some of you may believe.
This guy's fun at parties.
Yeah, for real. This is a fucking loser. Nerd loser.
Wait, what's this one say?
Up,
it says, used to live in Homer, Alaska here. It's one of my favorite stories I heard while living there. While sure the cannery could have closed down to slow business, fires, etc., ask any local or native, especially across the bay, and you may just be convinced that there's truth to these stories. They commented on the original post, asked about the mutilations that a bear could have possibly made, and I heard from many local Alaska native sources that limbs were ripped off and floating up on the beaches. It could be stories, but it's fun to imagine what ifs. Okay, so this guy kind of gave us like a little bit, because this guy's a nerd. Someone show this like Warthon. It's just, like, shut up, dude. Shut up.
Warthon 59.
Shut up. Like no one likes you. Leave. You ruined my fun.
Wait, Snook. We gotta be careful. We have an actual audience. We gotta like clarify that we don't actually wish any bad like violence on this guy. Like,
wait, what did I say?
What
did I say? Oh yeah, guys, don't flame him. Oh yeah. Don't do anything. But I'm
just to be clear, we have no real issue with this human being.
I'm just kind of mad
to be clear.
Right now.
But fuck him. Yeah, for real.
Wait. Oh, you can press on like the main thing, and there's hella comments.
Oh really?
Guys, hold up. We're diving deep into this. Okay, this one says, I wonder what kind of mutilation that they thought that grizzlies could not or would not do, especially given they were dealing with bodies that could have presumably been dead a while. If they were swept by floodwaters down into the lagoon, possibly the mutilations were scavengers, I would bet. Aside from the story about the 18-inch footprints. Oh, right. 18-inch footprints. That's huge.
Maybe for one of these podcasts, we should just like find a town like this and just explain like the mystery of like
that'd be
some
really
like shit like this. Yeah.
Which sounds like the kind of tall tale that hunters would tell. The rest sound like they were probably a series of unfortunate accidents. During World War II, these people would have to rely on even more extensively than usual on subsistence hunting and fishing due to the rationing for the war effort. If they were spending more time out foraging and hunting because they can't get flour or canned goods, it makes sense that you'd have to increase risk of misadventure. Alternatively, maybe they got a grizzly bear out there for a while and that was injured or old, had bad teeth or whatever, and had started preying on people. Second alternative, maybe they had a serial killer living out in the woods.
It could be a killer, bro.
That's interesting.
It could be. I think it's a skinwalker. It could be a skinwalker, dude.
Okay, on this one,
It's a skinwalker.
I don't think, like, being for real, like, skinwalkers only exist in, like, the Navajo region of, like, which is, like, New Mexico, Arizona.
Oh, yeah.
It's, like, Mexico. It's, like, it can't, like, this is just too far away. And I like that, how people aren't, like, saying skinwalker. But, oh, man. What's the third alternative and the least likely? It seems like although they talk about issues from before Melena's time, those were folk tales. It would be useful to know exactly how old she was when they left because it sounds like the main issue started in the early 1940s during the war. There were 2 Aleutian Islands that were occupied in 1942 and 1943 by a small Japanese force. It is possible that another small force actually made it through to the mainland. People left or were relocated or sworn to secrecy due to the national security and morale. Think of how the troops will feel that the enemy occupied the mainland. And the entire thing was covered over. Like I said, it's the least likely, but remember that we did keep an entire town's existence a secret until after the nuclear bomb was dropped.
Maybe it was like a government cover-up.
Oh, I'm always down for a government cover-up, except they did fucking mute me one time. I made a banger government cover-up video.
Oh, they did, bro, yeah.
Dude, it got 100,000, like 150,000 views in 2 days. After that, flatlined. Coincidence? I think not.
I think not. Dude, this podcast is going to get fucking red lit.
Fuck. I'm speaking out. Guys.
We can say whatever we want now. We can say slurs now.
No one's going to even hear it because
I'm kidding, guys.
Could a polar bear make it that far south or a large grizzly? No, that's way too south. Oh no. Man, wait, someone just said, recently heard a podcast about this. Can't remember which one. Ha. You guys.
Us.
Someone got to
The SpookCast.
That's us. They were talking about us 3 years ago. They manifested us before our channels like even existed, basically.
Yeah, guys, if you want us to talk more about this kind of real stuff, let us know in the comments. This could be pretty interesting.
Dude, this is so interesting to me. Cause like also like all like Native American shit like is because like Native Americans said skinwalkers were real. Like that kind of gives it more credit.
Yeah. But also like didn't the Greeks say that like fucking like the hot mermaids that kill you were real?
They talked about mermaids, but people think they thought manatees were mermaids.
Oh yeah.
And so like that kind of had like a basis in reality. So like what if Bigfoot? What if
but it'd be hard to make up what could realistically be a skinwalker.
True. Or Bigfoot. Like it's kind of weird to make a Bigfoot unless there's some hairy dude out there. But like all this like real life stuff interests me so much.
Guys, I think it'd be cool to do an episode on this.
That was a really good poll. Really good short story poll. So what would you rate? Even though it's like not a story, it's kind of just like stating kind of like things that happen. What would you rate it?
It's a 6 out of 10 mystery for me.
6 out of 10?
Yeah.
Dude, you gave the last story a 5 out of 10.
Okay, you're right. It's a 7 out of 10 mystery for me.
Mine's a 9.5.
That interesting, bro. Damn.
I'm gonna be digging.
I'm glad I found it for you.
I'm gonna be digging into this shit for like a long time, bro.
Hell yeah.
This is so interesting.
Well, guys, check in next podcast. Snook will have done his homework and we'll learn a lot more about Portlock, Alaska.
I get back.
But this episode is getting to be about that time, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I'd say so. I'd say so.
Oh, pal.
All right, guys.
Thank you guys for tuning in.
Yeah.
Great episode. This one, you know what? The back half was a lot better with this new story.
I agree. So comment down below just like the 2 different stories so people like the timestamps so people can skip. But dude, that's like I like that. So if you guys have any more like this, like link them down in the comments or some shit.
Yeah, let us know.
Cause like this
for real, any ideas?
I'm fucking with this
for stories or for mysteries and stuff.
Yeah, just like send over
anything. Just
any recommendations. Also, like what do you think of the podcast in general? Do you guys fuck?
We're still in the early stages, so let us know for sure.
Yeah, for sure. But thank you guys so much for watching, and let us know what you'd like to see in the future. And I fuck with Portlock, Alaska, hella now. So
I fuck with you, hella Snook.
I fuck with you.
I
boy.
fuck with you, hella, bro.
We about to be.
Yep, it's gonna happen, dude. All right, guys. We'll see you next week. Oh yeah. Peace.
The next biggest podcast in the world. It's a matter of time. I just manifested the shit. Hell yeah. We'll be traveling to Portlock in no time. All right, guys. Remember, subscribe, and once we hit like a lot of subscribers, we'll make a video on Portlock. Dude, that'd be so fun. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. See ya.